everybody. Hope everybody's doing really well today. I am here to do a newly released coloring books video. For some reason, I always struggle with that title. There's also a couple books that I'm going to talk about that are upcoming releases. I think they're for 2023. So those are going to be included as well. But overall, there are 10 books, and I'll be coloring in my Ollie Colors mermaid book. Mermaid. For a second, I thought it was maybe mermaids, but no, just one. And this is the picture that I'm working on. I have started it on a different video, and I'm going for pumpkin colors. So this just really reminded me of a pumpkin, therefore I just went with it. Unfortunately, I've been really low on coloring time lately, just with everything that is happening. So this picture has been a very slow progress, and not because I don't want to be coloring in it, but because I just frankly have so little time now. But I will always have time to talk about new coloring books because that's really exciting, at least to me. And the first book I'm going to talk about is a little bit of an older release, but it's from October 9th, and it's called Witches. And it's $4.99 and by a new printing company, or they're new to me. I don't own anything from them, and it is the Golden Magic. So I've been seeing their books pop up on Amazon. Like, they have a bunch of other ones, and the artwork appears to be unique. I don't think I've seen it before. So I think it's a new printing company. If you own anything from them, how is it? Do you like it? Is it nice quality? I think it's an Amazon printed book. There are 50 illustrations. They are single-sided. There's no duplicates. And that's basically it. So for $4.99, I think that's 50 images is a good deal. I feel like that's pretty consistent with like a Camellia Angelkova book. You do get a preview on Amazon, and the pictures look really nice. There's kind of a range of line thickness, but for the most part, it's definitely not like super thin. You could do alcohol markers, in my opinion. There's also a combination of white and black backgrounds. So the picture, oh my gosh, the pages themselves, I believe, are not black backed. So it's just normal white paper. But then some of them have a black background, which I always love, especially on like Halloween-y or like spooky kind of books. So it makes sense to have it on the Witches book. But again, check out this company. What do you think? Because again, they do have a bunch of other books released. So it says, are you a coloring enthusiast who loves illustrations that can ease your mind? Yes. Have you ever wished to visit a fairyland when you were a child? Yes. Then this Witch's coloring book is for you. In this book, you can find 50 stunning illustrations of beautiful fairies, elves, and other magical female characters in fairyland. You can find them perched on a mug, resting on a tree, playing with mice, butterflies, or their friends. So cute. For a second, when I saw the mug, I was really confused. I thought they were saying you can also buy a mug. Please excuse. It's actually quite late in the day when I'm filming this, so I think my brain is just exhausted. There is also a new release from Daria. I never know how to say her last name. Sakirsoy? I know I'm butchering it, and I strongly apologize, but she does those beautiful grayscale books. I also always see her new stuff on Etsy, but she released the Fantasy and Fairy Cuties coloring book 8. So the one I have pulled up currently is the line work one, but she also does have a grayscaled one. Because as far as I know, everything that she releases comes in grayscale and line art. So it's really nice that you, as a potential customer, have the choice to decide whether you want grayscale or line art. I just think that's a really smart business move from her side, because not everybody likes line art and not everybody likes grayscale. So but it's book 8. So her art style is popular and beautiful if, they're coming out with book 8. So it says, welcome to the enchanting world of fantasy and fairy cuties line art coloring book. This magical book features 25 original big-eyed illustrations by phenomenal artist Daria, can't pronounce the last name. From fairies and elves to pretty and powerful girls and their equally adorable companions, hours of fun and relaxation await you within these pages. Lovely. It was released October 3rd, and it's $13.99. So also all of the images have a name to them. They're listed on Amazon. So if only a couple of them catch your eye and you're like, I really don't want to buy the whole book, you can just get the name of that picture or those pictures that you like and purchase them single-handedly, just those on her Etsy, which I think, again, super duper smart business move. So the next one is, again, from a new to me coloring artist or printing company, I don't know. The book is called Secret Worlds, Unique Glimpse into the Secret Life of Magical Tiny Creatures and Their Cozy Homes. That description just speaks to me on so many levels. But it is by Emily Choa, I believe is how you say it. It is $8.99 and it's from October 21st. I think I might have mentioned that, but I'm not fully sure. There are 37 images, which is a random number. You do get a preview on Amazon, and there's like a cute little, is it a little mouse or like a hamster living in like a teapot? There is a house that's actually a ramen container. These are just so adorable. There's a house that's made out of a juice box. I mean, the adorableness, not a word, the adorableness scale through the roof. And again, haven't seen anything from this individual before, but I also don't think I've seen these pictures before. So if I'm incorrect, please do let me know, because I always mention I try to be super duper cautious about selecting the books I talk about in these videos, because I want to make sure that I'm promoting authentic and unique artwork. So if you don't think this is, let me know. But until then, we're going to say that it is. And it's absolutely adorable. The Secret Worlds adult coloring book pages give you a unique glimpse into the secret life of magical tiny creatures. Explore a variety of detailed illustrations that can instantly quiet anxiety and reduce your stress. This gives your brain a rapid release of feel-good hormones. Okay. The illustrations are meant to produce a full immersion from a form of art therapy. So there's a tea kettle, a juice box, underground mushroom home, milk carton bath getaway. I mean, yes, it's so adorable and quite the range of items that are turned into homes. So 37 images. I don't know if there are duplicates. There might be. I'm not 100% sure, but they're definitely single-sided, and it is $8.99, so pretty good price. And then moving on to another new book to me. I feel like I just really stumbled across a lot of new coloring artists and companies in the last couple of months. I don't know if that's because more companies are going into this industry, which would be fabulous, or if I've just been living under a rock and just missed a bunch of companies that have been around for a very long time. Both are completely possible. So the book is called Tea Witchery, Modern Witch Fun Illustrations, and it's by Bottle Brush Publishing, and the illustrator is Alexa Guzman. There are 60 images, which is insane. That's so many illustrations. The pictures are definitely much more detailed than any of the books I've talked about so far. It's not to the level of like a Kirby book by any means. He will probably forever live in a universe of his own when it comes to the details in his artwork. But it's still more detailed than the other books. But I still think you could do alcohol markers on certain parts of the images and then maybe for details using, I don't know, like a fine tipped marker or gel pens or your pencils, whatever you're comfortable with and whatever you prefer. But the images look really interesting and they're all like scenes, and there's flowers and cats and witches and skulls. Like it's a cool book, but it's not like creepy, like it's not gory. So I think even if you're a scaredy cat such as myself, you could color this and then be able to sleep at night, which yes is a valid concern of mine with a lot of these new like really scary books. So there are 60 amazing and detailed illustrations. Okay. Throughout the book, witch trials from around. What? Those who would like further information on the trials, this book complements tea witchery, magical sleep. What is happening? Anyways, there's a lot of descriptions about a cookbook. I'm confused. Just check out their page. I will link it down below. Also, of course, everything is linked down below. But it's $8.99 for 60 illustrations. That's amazing. So check them out again, especially for this time of year. Anything witchery is amazing. And I know a lot of folks will color witches year around, which I personally see absolutely nothing wrong with. You know, it is what it is. It's art. You can color it and work on it whenever you want. I am somebody that tends to go for Christmas images basically year around. You know, I'm just not a Halloween kind of gal, but Christmas in July is amazing. But that's a separate topic. Moving on to the next book. And it is The Best of the 80s coloring book. And it's by Walter Foster Creative Team and Wesley Jones. So when I saw this, it immediately made me think of that 90s book that a lot of folks have that they love. I think it's the same series. That would be my guess. But this is not released yet. It's coming out on March 7th of 2023. And the current pre-order price is $12.99. And it just features a bunch of things from pop culture from the 80s. I personally cannot speak on the accuracy of these items as I was born in the 90s. But the images themselves look really, really cool. You can, of course, see previews. They are single-sided. There's an image from The Breakfast Club, which even I know what that is. There's like a Rubik's Cube, then like a PlayStation looking thing. I mean, I played with this in the 90s. I forget the name of it. Like a game console. There's also the Terminator. So it's definitely a very, very big range. There's a Rubik's Cube. So loads of fun to have. And I think it would be very, not sentimental, but probably a lot of fun for those that were either kids or very young in the 80s. Or even if you weren't, I just think it's really fun to kind of look back and see what kind of memories pop up, right? Because you never know. Sometimes it's the most random item and you're like, oh, that's right. That one time this happened or something like that. So, and yes, I will of course go in and add more shading in the green. Don't worry, it's not done. But let's see what the description says. It says, color your way through 1980s pop culture. Mix coloring with nostalgia, and you have an upbeat activity book that is also therapeutic for a fun, relaxing escape from life's stresses. And 50 images, fabulous. Single-sided, yes, one-sided. It says high-quality paper. Yes, I don't think this is Amazon printed. And grab your coloring tools and travel back to the days of big hair and shoulder pads, early computers and video games, MTV pop stars and teen movie heartthrobs with your copy of The Best of the 80s coloring book. Oh yes, I was right. It is from the same series as The Best of the 90s, the 90s book that I had in mind. I heard really good things about that book. I don't own it. I've seen some folks color in them and the images are super nostalgic. So I think this is going to be no different in quality and just, you know, the adorableness. Me and that word today, I'm telling you, it's really late in the evening and I probably should stick to filming during the day because at this point my brain is just ready for nap time. Next book I am super duper jazzed about. And it's going to be another name that I am basically incapable of pronouncing. But the book is called Enchanted Earth, and it's by Mel Pomini. And last name, I'm sorry, I don't want to butcher it. But it's the same artist that did the two books, like the Nature Mandalas and The Circle of Life. That's the other book. Both have been received so well by the coloring community. I think both books are absolutely stunning. I would love to own both of them, and they're on my short list. They're short-listed, I guess I should say. The list is not short, of books that I would love to purchase. They're just amazing. The art style is amazing. The representations of nature, just stunning. And they're releasing a new book. I'm so jazzed. It's going to come out April 4th of 2023. The pre-order price is $14.99. And it says, celebrate the natural world in this coloring book that features landscapes, wildlife, and other scenes inspired by the wonders of Mother Nature. The cover, yes, please, stunning. You can see previews. And again, I am so jazzed for this book. I would like to purchase it when it comes out, and I think it would be amazing because then I could have all three. I currently own 0, but my goal is to own all 3 of the books. The Nature Mandalas, Circle of Life. Is this not Circle of Life? What is it called? Oh, it is Circle of Life. And then this one. So this has 46 illustrations. And I can't recall, they are single-sided. I would say I can't recall, but yes, they're single-sided. I've seen the Circle of Life book in person before at a bookstore, and the paper quality was quite nice. They're not Amazon printed, so you're not getting the really, really shitty Amazon paper. It's definitely thicker. I've also seen people use water-based mediums, like watercolors and those kind of things in their books, and the paper seems to take it fairly well. So excited. I think out of the books that I've talked about so far, this is the one I'm probably most jazzed about. I can't wait to move. little sidetrack. So I'm moving, right? So I've been really holding off on purchasing books because I want to be able to move with less items. But I'm so excited to be relocated so that I could just kind of open up the dam of book shopping, reading books and coloring books. Another upcoming release on May 2nd. It's pre-order price $19, and it's another one of the Mythagoria books, which is part of the Mythographic series, and it's called Nightmare Cabaret, a dazzling horror coloring book by Fausto Bianchi. I don't know if I've seen anything by this artist before. So currently on Amazon, you can only see the cover, but at least they've already released that. It looks very circusy, like there's like a absolutely terrifying clown on the cover. Trigger warning, there's a really scary clown with like a knife. It looks like there's some performers, gargoyles, some witchery going on. Full discretion, not my type of book. I think if you've been to my channel before, you know that I am an absolute baby when it comes to scary things, and I just don't enjoy coloring it. I know I don't, so therefore I never go for these books, but I still want to talk about them on my channel because so many of you lovely folks love them, which is great. All the power to you. We will not be competing for the same stock. I will tell you that much. But the paper on these is always nice. Tried and true series of books, tried and true printing company. But there's no details about this book. It just says features horrifyingly beautiful art to color. That's all that Amazon gives you. Therefore, that's all that I can give you. If that sounds of interest to you. First of all, you can check out some of their other books. So Mythagoria has a handful of other books that were released. Or feel free to also flag this one, and hopefully closer to the release date of May 2nd, they'll post some previews as well as more information about this lovely book. Because right now it's beyond bare minimum. And then next one will be released in June 13th, so really far away. It's kind of crazy to me that these books are already being announced because June 13th is so far away. And it's called Mythographic Color and Discover Deep Blue, an artistic coloring book for aquatic worlds. And it's by Fabiana Attanasio, who we all know and love. So she has worked with Mythographic so many times before. I feel like her books always receive like a standing ovation of a welcome, basically. They're fabulous. And pre-order price is $19. I don't know if I mentioned that. And it says, Journey to Exotic Tropical Paradise and Fabiana Attanasio's coloring book. And that's it. So they're really, really scarce on their description with these series. But again, if you're a Fabiana fan or you just really like aquatic things, water-themed imagery, flag this one down because you'll definitely be able to get more details and more information before June 13th. Which is crazy because I feel like we were just in June. I know it's like the end of October, but in my head, it's still like June, July because it just flew by. I don't know, like the fact that it's like Christmas in a couple of months, truly baffling to me. But anyways, moving on to a book that's coming out on November 8th. So also not released yet, at least at the time of me filming, but really soon. It's $10.99 and it's called Beautiful Blooms, a coloring book, volume 7 by Chartwell Coloring Books. So the fact that it's volume 7 is incredible. I personally think that you can never have too many floral books. Sucker for floral, sucker for greenery, and sucker for non-Amazon printed books. Because I feel like most books nowadays are Amazon printed. And I get it, right? It's easier. You don't need to have your own publishing company. Like, I understand. But sometimes it is nice to work on nicer paper. Let's just say that. So you get no description. You get no previews, which is amazing. Oh, actually, no, that's a lie. You do get a preview. I'm sorry. And some of them are definitely more wallpapery, but that's like the back of the page, and the front of the page has absolutely stunning flowers. There's also, of course, like leafage. Some are more detailed than others. However, I think on a good portion of them, at least of the ones that are shown, you can use alcohol markers. So love that if you're an alcohol marker user. And the back, again, is just like a wallpaper floral page, which you could easily color if you wanted to. Sometimes I feel like coloring a wallpaper page is just so relaxing, especially on like a very stressful day to just sit down and do a repetitive pattern. Something about that beyond therapeutic. But the front of the page, you could easily use alcohol markers if you're okay with sacrificing a floral wallpaper page. It's just so beautiful. I'm such a sucker for flowers. It's not even funny. Brilliant flowers, vines of every stripe, glorious gardens galore, and more. Beautiful Blooms just begs for you to dive in and add your own spin on this bounty of blooms. That's insane. That's so beautifully worded. Okay, let's see how many images there are. Doesn't specify, but overall the book is 128 pages, so maybe 60 illustrations, 50. I would say something in that range, but there's no duplicates, so I think there's definitely something for you in this book, because there's more than enough florals in here. But if you're somebody like me, you'll probably also have a couple other floral books. I don't know. Florals, amazing. I know they're not everybody's cup of tea, but I really, really love florals. And then the next and final book that I'm going to talk about is called Adorable Town Coloring Book, Glimpse into the Tiny World by Lainey Dow. And it's actually quite similar in the style and what, you know, the images are to a previous book that I talked about. But it's basically like cute little critters living in cute little everyday items that they've made into homes. So, I mean, the cover of this book alone, like a cute little milk container made into a home. So sweet. And I feel like this is definitely a trend. I've seen some other books in this style come out already, which honestly I'm all for. All for cute little critters living in cute little homes. Unbelievably supported, yes. And I think this is the oldest release in this video because it's from September 20th of 2022, and it is currently $8.99. Lainey Dow is also a newer printing company or artist, I'm not sure. But so far they've been coming out with books quite on the regular and quite adorable books as well. So if the cover looks of interest to you, but maybe you don't want to color critters and milk jugs, you know, everybody has their own thing. You can still check them out and see what other books they have. I know they have like a spin-off for like the Spooky Girl from Coco Wyo, something in that style as well. So if you liked Coco Wyo's Spooky Girl, maybe check them out as well. They have something kind of similar, but not, like they didn't copy Coco Wyo, right? So it's still authentic and original artwork. But that is actually it. I feel like I didn't get too much coloring done, and I tend to not in these videos, but this is basically the only time I have to color, and I don't know how short my monthly wrap-up is going to be because I've barely colored the whole month, so it might be a really speedy, breezy one unless I get into one of my mini monologues. But thank you so much for watching. Everything is linked down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.